Hi, Sean Huxter here. Welcome to Magical Little Worlds. In recent videos, I have reviewed the Zuru Smashers Aliens vs. Dinos. Got the Triceratops here and his companions, the little purple Triceratops and a clawed dinosaur I do not know the name of. We also got in another one the Tyrannosaurus Rex with a little purple Tyrannosaur and a lovely blue and orange Stegosaurus. This came from a mini Ice Age dino set, and this came from the Nano Light Up set. But also with the Triceratops came the orange UFO and these two wonderful aliens. And with the red T-Rex came this red UFO with these better aliens. And the reason I got the red one in the Tyrannosaurus, well, let's just say it started out with this guy right here. This was the, let's zoom out a little. This was the Zuru Smashers Dinos vs. Aliens with the green Tyrannosaurus head. Oddly enough, that green Tyrannosaurus head translates to an orange Triceratops. So if you want the orange Triceratops and you want to get one of these, get the one with the green head. And I said, well, that's enough. I just wanted to do one as an example. What I found is I got these two aliens here, which, zooming in, they're nice enough, but they weren't the best ones of the group. So I was weak. I caved. I bought a second one with the red Tyrannosaurus head. And from the red Tyrannosaurus head came the red Tyrannosaurus. Now, go figure. This red Tyrannosaurus head had a red Tyrannosaurus in it. This green Tyrannosaur head had an orange Triceratops. I don't know what they're thinking. And, you know, I love my alien dinosaurs, but I really absolutely adore my UFOs. So flying saucers are my thing. And after getting 4 of the 6 possible aliens, I thought I can be weak just one more time. So now I have a gray Tyrannosaurus Smasher, and I know what's in there, and maybe you don't. So we're going to discover it together. And that will complete the aliens because there are 2 different aliens in each set, and they're different, and there are 6 of them all in all. So the 2 I'm missing will be in here. Plus, there'll be another UFO, and I can't get enough UFOs, guys. I really can't. So let's zoom back in a little bit and start our work. So again, we've got the Zuru Smashers. Again, when I say again, it's because if you go back a couple of videos or several videos back, you'll see this. And then it's Dinos versus Aliens. And it's 25 plus surprises inside, smash, build, and battle. Here's the Triceratops and one of the aliens that came with the Triceratops. Turn it around, and we've got, this is what was in the one with the green head. Now, I think it's a little unfair that they show the green-headed version on the back of this instead of the gray-headed version. But I guess it's kind of blind box. Collect them all. You don't know which one you're getting unless you know the code, which is the color of the Tyrannosaur up there. So what do? We smash, we slime, we build your dino, we sand, we weapons, we buildable character and weapon +4, and we discover. I would have put discover way up top because that's what we're going to do first. We're going to discover. First thing we discover is how to open this thing. So all of this, the Zuru stuff has a zip somewhere. We just have to find it. Oh, look, there it is. Now, these zips I have so much trouble with. And the only 2 real good successful zips I've ever done are the other 2 dinosaur eggs. Rockets. By the way, if you hadn't noticed, this is a rocket, and I'll talk more about that when I open it. So to start this off, you really want to tear the first top at the top because the first bit at the top, otherwise it's never going to come out. So you want to just kick the first couple of perforations and then start pulling. Is this going to work? This one looks particularly warped, so I really don't count on it. So far, so good. Not bad at all. We are 2/3 of the way there. We're almost there, and we are another success. So these actually succeed fairly well. This is shrink wrapped onto the rocket egg, which, by the way, is an egg, if you hadn't noticed. But it is also wrapped around these engines. These engines were put on afterwards, clearly, because the shrink wrap plastic is on, and there's no way to get it off. So you have to cut through here just to tear a little bit away at each engine, if you want to do this cleanly. Cut at each engine. Be very careful when you're using a carving or a crafting knife, like an X-Acto like this one, because they are very sharp. You want to just put a little tear in the plastic right around the engines, because then when you pull at the zipper, these will come away much cleaner. He said confidently. And there we have it. Packaging. And like the others, we have a rocket that's all beaten up. Obviously, the aliens who built this thing are not experts, or they've battled some dinosaurs before and saw the worst for wear, got the worst of it. So here's your porthole all cracked. There's dinosaur slashes here, so yes, obviously they've encountered dinosaurs before. And in fact, my fiction here is that they were escaping with the dinosaur captured, and the dinosaur was having none of it and just broke on out. And therefore, they didn't get off the Earth after all. So there are craters, pockmarks from blasters, all sorts of things. Then you have a perfectly pristine door here that they can escape in, but that almost escaped damage except around the edges. So what do? You open this thing up. Now, Smasher's eggs often open like so, but this one's not going to do that. It's really too big, I think. So you got to kind of find your way in, and what you want to do is bend and pull. So you want to open up this like so until you get to a crack like that, and then get a finger in there and you push and open it and pull, and then whew, there it is. Inside, once again, because as you know, I've done this before. Oops, more packaging. Is a bag. Inside there's a bag, and also inside there's a bag. 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 Also inside there are, let me get that. There's a rack of stickers. These are the same stickers in the other two. There's no changes here. And I've gone over them before, but I'll briefly go over them again. The Tyrannosaur breaking through the rocket like we see here. An egg smasher with a little dino inside getting slammed by alien energy beam. This is my favorite, the angry alien flying his ship. This is the alien blasting from his rocket, from his UFO, or his flying saucer. I guess it's not a UFO if you can identify it. This is the energy beam hitting near a Tyrannosaur, and the Tyrannosaur just getting more angry. And here is an energy beam hitting a Triceratops, and the Triceratops with its heavy armored back just getting angry as well. So I'll put these aside. At some point I'm going to put these stickers on things. Let us look at the map. There is always a map with these. Now this is not the map. This is, just grab the map out. I'll show you what that is in a minute. So this is the map. Every one of these comes with a map. The map is also the same, I'm pretty sure. So the map starts up here with the Triceratops and goes down to 2, which is down here near the Spinosaur. Then it goes up to 3 with a what looks like the Spinosaur again. Then goes up to 4, where there is a red T-Rex up here on the UFO. And then down to 5, where a UFO is not faring so well against the aliens. Look at this little guy here. This is one of our guys, I think, and they look really scared. I think they have a reason to look scared. On the back, we have the instructions for the dinosaur that we're going to open, but I'm not going to reveal that right now. I'm going to reveal that as we start opening. What else do we get? We got another sheet of paper, and this is the Zuru Smasher's Guide, which tells you what you could get. You can get a red T-Rex. We have that. You could get an orange Triceratops. We have that. You could get a gray Spinosaurus. So I guess the secret's out, guys, is which one we're getting next. Over here, we have the dinosaurs. Now, we already had the Stegosaur that came with the red T-Rex, the purple T-Rex, which came with the red T-Rex, the purple Triceratops, which came with the orange Triceratops, and the, whatever this one is. I saw the name of this recently, but I just forgot it. Very long claws, and that came with the orange Triceratops. Now, the aliens that we got were this one here and this one here from the orange Triceratops. Then we got these two down here with the red Tyrannosaurus Rex. My two favorites, by the way. I absolutely adore these. I love them. And then I guess the last ones we're going to get is the single ray gun alien and this one here with the 3 eyes and the massive weapon. So I guess we've revealed it. So on the back, there's also a guide to how to reconstruct your eggs. And if there's time at the end of the video, I'll go over it. I've already done it a few times, but I've gotten quite practiced at it. So if you're having some trouble, and some people do, I can show you a quick way to do it, or a pretty reliable way to do it. And then here we have our instruction sheet, which shows all the parts we're going to get, including the UFO, which is gray in this case, and all the Spinosaur parts and the UFO parts, and we will get started. So, map section, or level 1. we have to open the bag with the head and foot. Head and hand, I guess. And that would be this one. Now, because these are going to be slime projects, I'm going to reach back for a special friend of mine. I'm going to take all these bags off the table. I'm going to pull out the aluminum tray, because boy, are we going to need it. I'm also going to remove the big rocket. We'll come back to it later, hopefully, as I show you how to close it. So let's get our aliens. Stand back, guys. This is going to be a process. Well, this one doesn't stand very well, unfortunately. So I'm going to stick them up against the UFO. And let's get started. So, of the bags, we need the one with the head and the hand. Squishy, as to be expected. Open from here and pull. And if it doesn't go all the way, go to the other side, open and pull. Because these are Ziploc bags, and you have to open them to get at the Ziploc. And they're so hard to get at though. And so what we have in here is almost like it's kinetic sand. I'm going to move my bags out of the way here. It's kinetic sand, but it's kind of grainy. It's not like the soft kinetic sand that you might be used to, unless of course you've opened some of these, at which point maybe you're quite used to them. And there's some in his mouth, which we will pull out with Mr. Tweezers. Yeah, very cartoony, these guys. More sand around his eye. Sorry, guy, I hope that didn't hurt. And that's the head. This is the blue kinetic. I guess this is like kinetic rocks. Listen. It's almost like, almost like miniature Rice Krispie treats in a way. They are crunchy, but also squeezable, but not edible. Don't you try to eat these. So let's get this pushed to the side. You know what? I'm going to put it back in the bag because all the bags are resealable. So let me do that. Next step on the map is step 2, which is the body and legs looks like. So we'll put that aside over here. And we will, just tuck you under the table there. I don't want you going too far away. So we need this bag here, which is the body and leg. Yeah, there we go. And so that feels like there's a hefty body in there. Let's go rip this the same way. Boy, these are tough. They don't mess around with these bags. They're very tough. Hard to open, but also useful because they seal well. And this is the body, which is encased in plastic so that the sand does not get inside. And now this is a very similar sand, but it is fine. This is more like the kinetic sand you might be used to. This is very fine-grained and very kind of cool. I do like this. Now, I would have thought with the bag having body with legs on there, that would be legs in here, but I don't see any legs or arms, so I'm thinking this was just for the body. All right, let us pack that away. And what we end up with is a plastic-covered Spinosaur. So I'm going to take my little X-Acto knife and just make a little cut in the plastic so I can rip it open easily. And we pull the plastic away. Now this is, oops, knocked my camera. This is interesting because the spine is translucent. See my fingers through it. Because there is a version of this that lights up, and it's the same mold, I think. It's only they've put a battery case in here and some electronics. This one does not have that. It's very bare bones, this one, so to speak. And so that's our body. Now, third step of the map. Open the, now there's legs. Open the leg bag. And that'll be this one. Now this one has slime in it, I can feel it. So I'm gonna move my body parts away so we can address this slime situation. Opening. Ooh, that one tore very cleanly across, nice. Does it give me any finger grip? Oh, way to get the bag open, I wonder. Because if you tear these two evenly, it really is hard to separate the pieces. Okay, here we got blue slime. Wait. Anything left in there? I think not. So, this is a good slime, I think. I like blue slime. I've had green slime before. Blue is kind of cool. So, this one adheres really nicely to itself. It feels good. I mean, I don't like slime in general, but of all the slimes, this one is least less like icky and gooey, and way more cohesive, I guess. It coheres together well. And of course, when you get the leg out, you're going to have little bits of slime. But what you can do is, because the slime is the way it is, we're going to get the other stuff out first, and then we're going to clean them up with the slime. Oddly, you clean the messy slime with slime. Leg 2 and tail. Okay, so you can, let's just play with this for a quick sec. This is actually pretty cool. Let's zoom in a little here. Yeah, this is not bad. I like this slime. It sticks, but it's not, it comes away fairly cleanly. And the best part, as I said about it, is if you take it like this and you find the bits of slime on your piece, you can just do this and it will actually pull the slime away until it's all gone. Even in here and places like that, you can reach in with some slime and it'll pull the whole thing out. Won't have to for that one, but I think I might have to for this one. Oh, maybe not. So there's more slime down here. Just stick it on until it grabs itself and pulls itself away and becomes clean. Anything under the feet? There's a little bit under there. I wonder if I can get that out of there, or you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get that out with a paper towel, because this now I'm kind of getting annoyed by it now, because I have a fairly low tolerance for slime, even the good stuff. So let's put this away in the bag, and then I'm going to do a paper towel cleanup. Let's see, bag, open, slime. I'd love to do a stop motion of this sometime, or a time lapse showing the slime kind of dripping, because it is just a slow moving liquid. Come on, guy, get on there, get in there, get in there. Every time you touch it, it just sticks to you. So, and then you let go. All right, that's the slime all packed away. And place that over here. You know, if I was the CEO or in charge of a toy company, and someone came to me and said, "We're going to pack all of our toys in slime," I would laugh them out of the building. But somebody did it, and it seems to be very popular. So I didn't get this out with a paper towel, so I'm going to do it with the tweezers just to show you how slime behaves. Like, you can literally just pull with tweezers a whole piece of slime, and the whole thing comes away. Does it come off the tweezers? Well, that's the second problem. That's the second question. And I think we have some in here too. So tweezers will just reach in and pull the whole gob right on out. Look at that. Amazing. I don't know who invented slime. I probably could look it up, but they were pretty smart, I think. I find it interesting these days that toy companies, certain toy companies anyway, like MGA and Zuru and Moose, seem to spend a lot of time and resources on not just mechanical engineering to make cool toys, but chemical engineering to make cool compounds that kids love to play with. And I guess kids are like kids, they have been everywhere, and that they love to play in slime and muck. All right, where are we now? We need number 4, but I think that's the UFO. So let me just check. What bag is that? Yeah, that's the UFO bag. And we're not going to do that right now. We're going to assemble our dinosaur. So we take our Spinosaurus body and pick a leg. Oh, we don't want to go that way. Pick a leg and slam it on there. A little bit of slime there, no problem. We'll get that off later. And just, I guess, rotate it a bit to get it in place. Make sure that the socket and the joint or the peg are fully seamless. And then we do it again on the other side. Let's zoom in a little. There we go. God, the slime is everywhere, isn't it? And take this leg, do the same. And there's our legs and more slime. Yep, more slime. And then, of course, we can lay our feet flat. And look, we have a whole Spinosaur. Wait, that's not a whole Spinosaur. Okay. You know what we didn't get? Arms. Hang on a second. Silly me, I had earlier placed my arms off the tray to get them out of the way of the slime. So now we do the arms, and we put one arm in here, like so. Oh, Lord. Arms are a little more difficult to get in for some reason. But once they're in, I think they're in. These are notorious for falling out once they are in, because you think they're all the way in, but they're not. But I think those are now, so I think that's pretty cool. And now we have a full and complete Spinosaurus. Not quite. Okay, let's get that tail on. Okay, so the interesting thing about these toys is that the body's completely hollow. As I pointed out earlier, this was meant to have a light underneath it, so this is translucent, but it's still a hollow body. And the all of the limbs are very heavy, kind of rubber, and so the whole thing, when it's done, feels really heavy and cool, even though it is not hollow, even though it is not solid. Now, I have no idea. There we go. I think that's how you align the tail. Get all the contours lined up together, and that is the tail, kind of stuck off to the side like that. And then the last piece is the head. And of course, Spinosaurus has been popular for a while, but in the latest Jurassic Park movie, the Spinosaurus plays a pretty important role in the early part of the film when they land on an island. And no spoilers, but boy, the Spinosaurus does cause them some issues. And so there he is. Okay, now we'll move on to step 4. And step 4 is open the UFO bag, which is this one right here. Zooming back out a little to give us some room. We're done with the slime now, by the way. And here we have our gray UFO, which is the one I was waiting for because I have the other 2 colors. Packaging? Oh, actually, the bag I'll put over here, even though that one's not resealable, nor do we want to. So this is a gray UFO, kind of nice. Pretty typical UFO. The others, the bright red and orange, are a little less typical. This is like your typical UFO. I love it. And what color is the canopy? I think it's kind of gray. Now, it's got a slight blue tinge, a bit like the red one, which has a slight blue tinge. And inside is a little control console and a peg on the floor, 2 little handles to hold. Oddly, none of the aliens have actual hands to hold these handles. But let's find out our first alien. And here, oh, you know what? I'm wrong. We're not done with the slime yet. There is slime in here. Okay, here we go. Yep, more blue slime. I hope it's the same blue slime so I can just store it all in the same bag. Come on, buddy. Yeah, get out there. Let's get him out. Let's pull it all out. Oh, look at that. Is it all going to come out in one piece? Of course it is. Yeah. I'm just adjusting my light a little. Now, let's find out what alien we have inside this slime. So this is going to be the 3-eyed alien with the large cannon. And we pull him out of the icky slime. Oh, God, slime. Why slime? Why slime? Slime, Jock. Why does that have to be slime? Okay. That's our alien. Still got some bits on there, so I'm going to, pull him off. And now he's clean, I think, a little bit. So that's our alien. 3 eyes, a tongue kind of sticking out of his mouth with teeth, big old blaster. He looks like he means business. And we will now put this slime in with the other slime. And so now we can put our blaster alien inside the UFO. Still getting slime on it. I'm going to do a quick wipe with a paper towel to get all the rest of it off. There we go. And so now I like the fact that the interior of this one is black. The others are gray. So this is kind of cool. So we place our alien with the foot peg hole there on the peg. And we should just be able to mount him in the cockpit like so. Thing is, he's wearing a big old weapon or carrying a big old weapon, so I don't know what control he can do. But anyway, when we put the canopy back on, and there he is. Now, the last stage is stage 5, which looks like the weapon bag. Let's open it up. Looks like we have weapons, which are the same as the other weapons, I believe. They look the same, but these are molded in black, which is kind of cool, with red missiles. I like that. So we push the weapon in like so. And I believe that if the other, there are 2 ways to put these in, and I think the trigger's here. You can put it in like so, and it's only part way in, and it will trigger a little bit, but if you turn it over, it's supposed to fit in all the way to the front. Yeah, like it goes way in the back, and now it triggers a much harder attack. And we'll do that again here. That's the wrong way, so flip it around and go the other way. And now we get the full attack. And that attaches to our... Oh, I lost the missile. That attaches to the UFO underneath with 2 ball joints. Let me, if you watch my videos, you will know that I always drop something on the floor. So let's get that. And we'll put this back where it was and move on. Yeah, there we go. So that's our UFO. Weapons ready to go to take on the dinosaurs. You can decide who wins, but we're going to find out later probably. Now, I thought we were almost done. Like the map will tell us we're done, but we're not done. You know why we're not done? Because we still have an alien to open. So this is the second alien. And of course, we know which one we're going to get because we saw the guide. This is going to be the alien with the single ray gun. I really wanted the alien with the 2 ray guns, and I got it now. So to complement him, I get the alien with the ray gun. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Oh, that's a scary looking alien. That's like a resident alien, like one of the greens. Okay, and that's that. But you know what? I was thinking, wait a second. Didn't smashers come with these? Didn't smasher eggs come with these? And I thought, yeah. So I'm looking around the table and I don't see any smasher eggs. And then I realized, oh, I completely forgot to empty this thing. There's 3 more things in here. One is the smasher egg reconstructing pit. And the other is 2 smashers eggs, which we're going to do right now. So the first thing we have to do is peel the plastic off because they're well protected. And the 2 smashers eggs played rock, papyrus, or stone, axe to decide who gets to sit in the reconstruction pit. So let's smash an egg. And I always like to do this because what I want to do with a smashed egg is to find out what the tolerance is for smashing. So I lifted 6 inches first. Didn't smash, almost did. 9 inches, not quite. 12 inches, not quite again. 14 inches, and again not. So 16 inches. There we go. Smash. And we end up with the, I don't quite know what this one is. It's got the bump on the head. So it's not like a brontosaur or anything. I don't recall the name, but there it is. And he's kind of cute. He's got the blue stripes on the back. And he goes with our Spinosaur. Moving our egg pieces away so we can reconstitute them later. If there's time, I'll show you how. And then we do the experiment again. 6 inches. Nope. 9 inches. 12 inches. And it broke. So here, oh, this is the Dilophosaurus. And if you watched Jurassic Park, which I know you did, this is the one that takes down Nedry. Look at that. I like the paint on this. I like the scar. I love this. This is really very rubbery, by the way. Ooh, very rubbery dinosaur. And so that's that. That is everything. I absolutely love it now that I have all 6 aliens. So I'm quite happy with that. And all 3 UFOs, quite happy with that. Dinosaurs, like I said, I like dinosaurs. I love UFOs, so I'm very happy. Let us quickly run through the constitution of the egg. So I'll zoom right in. So the first thing you do is take the round piece with the serial number. Some of them don't have serial numbers. If they come in multiple packs, the serial number may not be on the other eggs, but it'll always be on one, I think. So you take this piece here, which I call the scoop piece, when you take the rounded bottom and not the pointed top, and you put it in, and it's almost like you're scooping out ice cream. And then you turn it around so your dominant hand can do the work. If you're lefty, it'll be on the other side. And then you do this one as well, but you kind of make it so that these 2 points almost touch. And then you scoop the ice cream on the other side. And now you take one of these smasher sides with the logo, and you just slip it in. It should just fall right into place, like that. Now you take it, turn it around, put your dinosaur inside, gently. And you take the other side with the smasher's logo up, and it should slide right in place as well. There you go. Now the great secret is, when you have this done, these 2 side pieces are very strong. You could press all you want on that, and it's not going anywhere. In fact, the more you press, the stronger the egg becomes. And so now you take the last piece, which is the pointed round bit, and you can't put it down through, so you got to put it through like so. So what you do is you hold it like this, keep it in the cup for now, and gently push on the 2 sides, because you need a little flexibility. And then what you do is you got to pull up with this finger while pushing in with the thumb, and then you have a reconstructed egg. And just to prove it, zooming out, there it is. All right, guys. I'm sad to say that this is the last of the Zuru's Dinos vs. Aliens that I'm ever going to review, because that's the last one they make. I now have all 3 dinosaurs. I now have all 3 UFOs. And I have all 6 aliens. The most important part is the 6 aliens. And I also have the 6 little dinosaurs. And lots of stickers to place around. And lots of kinetic sand and slime to give to my daughter, who I'm pretty sure still likes it, even though she's, nearly 30. So that's all I have for tonight. I'm going to pull these out of the way, slam them over here, and say, for Magic Little Worlds, this has been Sean Huckster, and I really appreciate you following this series. And there may be some more Smasher stuff coming up, but not much. But there will be some. Okay, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.